I hope you got me something nice for our 6 months. Well, if you went live like 5 minutes ago, I could read it, you Sag.
Alright, hello folks. Hello, good evening. How is it going?
I find this like a really interesting, bro. I ain't gone like this pasta is kind of like a personal thing to me. You get what I'm saying? It's just like a personal vibe of feeling.
Hi,
What's
Mason.
really crazy is you wouldn't even wanted this pasta if you didn't see me posting. You get what I'm saying? I don't even think I really that into this pasta like that, bro. So go ahead, find yourself a.
Oh man, it ended. Go find yourself a pasta, bro. Go to Olive Garden, bro. This is not the pasta factory. This is the internet. You get what I'm saying? Sag. Didn't finish. Too bad. Oh. How's it going, guys? I hope you guys had a great weekend. Great long weekend, I guess. Sorry, Monday actually. Almost Tuesday actually. All right, folks. So, I had a good weekend. Let's see. I was beaten by my COVID booster shot last week. So yeah, survived that, and then kind of took the weekend off. Actually, I did have some work to do, so just had to catch up on some of that. And yeah, so that was my weekend really, and just now doing this build today. So today we're gonna be doing this Vertex Arc60.
Chatting for 29 months.
Chatting for 29. Thank you, One Drunk Man. Thanks a lot. And so yeah. So it's this board actually I was supposed to build it a while back, but I think there was some issue with PCBs at some point for some of the people who also built it, like some of the other creators, and so they told me like, hey, like hold off on building it for a bit. And you know that kind of happened, and then obviously like with the holidays, like the schedule kind of got scrambled, of course, and so yeah, and so I get to build it now. So yeah, let's get to it. All right, so actually first of all, we want to show these guys here. So first I do want to show these cream clickies briefly. So I did get some of these Novelty's cream clicky switches, and so just do wanna go over it, I guess. I know that I showed some people on my server. For those who are relatively active on the server, probably saw a few pictures and videos and stuff. But I do want to just kind of like do an overview of what these are like. So maybe actually we can try these in one of the hot swap PCBs for this. I think there's a hot swap PCB. I'm gonna see if that works, but we'll see. The only problem might be stabs. But maybe we can ignore the stabs, or maybe I'll just do a spacebar stab. I think that's enough. But yeah. So we'll see. So yeah, clickies. So these are new switches from Novelty's. Let me actually check how much they cost. Cream clickies. So cream clicky switches. For a box of 36, it costs $32.40, which effectively makes them 90 cents each. So almost $1 for a switch, which is definitely not as cheap as some of the other, you know, alternatives you have out there for whether it's clicky or any switch, really. A lot of switches are like more in the 60 cents, 50 cents, 60 cents kind of like region. Some are cheaper, obviously, if you buy like bulk, or from like specific places you can get even cheaper switches, like I think up to like down to like, you know, 15, 25 cents a switch. But anyway, it definitely is on the higher mark for switches in general, especially like amongst all the different stuff that Novelty's has. So this is a new kind of approach to clickies. What's interesting about them is, first of all, I mean, of course, they're made by Kale, I believe these have a 55 gram actuation, 75 gram bottom out, and they're almost 4 millimeter bottom out, so it's slightly, it's like 0.1 millimeter shorter compared to the usual 4 millimeter, but it's like 3.9 millimeter bottom. I mean, travel distance. So, you know, pretty close to what normal switches are like. And so let me show you guys what it looks like up close first. So, yeah. So here's first just like a brief close-up from my hands here. So there's no novel keys like insignia or anything on it. It just has a KL logo, and it's like upside down if you do it south facing. So it's like usually for north facing, I guess that's how they do their logo stuff. But yeah, that's how they do it. It's the color of this switch is actually kind of like it's not black, as you can see. It's not black. It's like maybe like dark gray sort of, or even brownish even. It's kind of hard to say what color. Is it green? No, it's like dark gray, I guess. Charcoal? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, but it's definitely not black, right? Like if you compare it to an MX black switch or any of the other switches I have over here, right? Like this is an MX black, right? And this is the, yeah, it's more like brownish, olivish even. It's seaweed black. That's a good one. Yeah, sure. Nori black. Anyway, so it's definitely not black, okay? So that's like one thing that's interesting here in like harsher lighting conditions is that it's not completely black. It's a dark color, but it's not black. Burnt toast brown. Yeah, that works. So yeah, so that's what the switches look like, and let's actually open them up, because that's the best way to see what's going on here. So according to Mike from Novel Keys, right? He basically says that the switch feels like a linear switch, so it's like a linear clicky. So what's interesting about this, I'm actually gonna get the mic a little bit close here. And what's interesting about this is that they are, in fact, linear feeling. But there is an audible clicking sound when the stem reaches close to bottom out, which is pretty interesting. So there is no bump. Typically, clicky switches use a click jacket or a click bar mechanism, especially in Cherry MX, or in Kale even, like box switches and otherwise. And they have essentially a tactility because you have to overcome the strength of that click jacket or click bar for that to return and basically strike something, and that emits the sound of the click, right? In this particular case, there's no such thing, and you don't feel a bump. You don't feel a bump on this, which is pretty interesting. So there's no bump on this, and the click is pretty obvious. You only hear it on the way down, and the sound that you hear there afterwards is just the upstroke sound. Although the upstroke sound does have a little bit of a hint of a little more than just plastic striking the top housing. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. It's pretty cool. I really like linear. I really want my coworkers to hit me. Is this the switch for me? Yeah. If those are the conditions, yes, absolutely. Okay, so taking the housing here off, we first have the stem. So there's your stem. Interesting part about the stem here is that, first of all, these do come with some factory lube. So that's the number one thing you'll observe. Actually, this is kind of hard to pick. Okay, yeah, this is kind of hard to pick, but I'll try my best. Okay, so there it is. So as you can see, there are no legs other than that middle leg. So there's no two legs. It's only one leg that pushes that plastic little piece here at the leaf. and that causes the actuation. And the spring is interestingly integrated to the stem. That's the first. The spring is integrated to the stem. The spring is... Oh no. Rip. Okay. Are we back? All right. Okay. I'm sorry. It's actually dropping more frames than the other case, I think. But I don't know. I'm not sure. It's still hard to see. I'm testing something today. So we might see variable performance. I hope that it's better, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's worse. Okay, so I'm sorry for the disconnection. Alright, so are we back? We back? We back? We back? Everyone back? Okay, so where was I? So, interesting part as I was saying. So these are the Kale Cream Clickies from Novelties. These are new clicky switches from Novelties at 90 cents per switch. They come in boxes of 36. And again, as I was saying, what's interesting about these switches is that they actuate in a linear fashion, but do have a click. So you can press them like this and it'll still click, which is pretty interesting. Okay, so what's going on here is, in essence, there is the spring and there is the stem. So you can see how the spring and the stem are integrated, right? And there is kind of like bottom cap to the spring. Like it's like capped out. Like you actually cannot disassemble this. I mean, I'm assuming I could probably pull it out completely. I could try. And then, but what's interesting about these switches, Stumpy Burb, hello. These are the NK Cream Clickies. Just doing a quick demo of them. And so these are like linear clickies, so to speak. But what's interesting is basically that as the stem strikes the bottom of the housing, you guys see that? Do you guys can you guys see that little metallic disc at the bottom that is in the center? That is what causes the click. And if, in essence, that has a certain shape, exactly opposite of what's the shape of the end here. And as the end of this stem pushes that little thing, it causes that clicking sound. Instead of a click bar mechanism or a click jacket that instead requires some amount of like a bump or to like some amount of force to overcome. So that's the interesting part. So if you take out that little, bottom film piece or whatever, the click will disappear, and essentially this will become a linear switch, which you can actually do. You can actually just take it out. Anyway, so some notable things about stem though is that it does have some factory lube on the rails, on the sides rather. So you can see. I don't know about the spring, but maybe it does have a little bit of oil. There's no factory lube really elsewhere here because there's nothing on the front that matters for contact other than that little plastic nub that just pushes this bar for the switch leaf to, you know, close and open. So it's like a metal bottle cap jar lid. Yeah, the metal flexes and makes a noise. Yes, that's actually correct. So that's interesting, right? So you can actually take it out And actually, you can just take this thing out. I mean, it just comes off. So there, it came off. And this little thing is literally just a little piece of like aluminum or something, right? So, oh my god, it's, oh, I lost it. Okay, it fell in my, keyboard and I can't find it. I'm just gonna open a new switch. Anyway, it's like a little piece of like aluminum, or like, you know, like a kind of like a sheet of something, and yeah, it causes that like it causes the click as it flexes. The inspiration was a Snapple lid. Yeah, that makes sense, right? So, oh, this one, did it have it attached, or was this missing? Where is it? Oh, it's stuck. There it is. Okay, so here it is. That's it. It's just a little, yeah, kind of like the bottle lids. Yeah, little piece of. So as this, you know, you can see how this bends, right? As you hit the bottom, it causes that click. But since the click is isolated in the center of the stem here, it's pronounced because it travels through the plastic housing, which is pretty fun. Like, this is such a funny and interesting way to do it. I imagine maybe there could be more resistance to this if this material were harder or more difficult to bend like this. But that's the idea behind it, which is pretty cool. So you can just put that back actually, and you know, reassemble the switch, which is pretty neat. And that's it. That's the NK Cream Clickie. It's very smooth. It does have some factory lube, and so it is very smooth. Any chance of it no longer making that noise after prolonged use, like the metal disc doesn't bend back at some point? I imagine if you leave it alone, I don't really see this not working, at least for a pretty long time, right? Assuming you're not like modding your switches and then putting like, maybe like if you accidentally put like lube in there or something like that, maybe that could affect it. I don't know. But I assume if the switches are stock and you're just using them, I assume this click might stay there for quite some time. I can't really think of like the wear and tear being that bad between a piece of plastic and a little flap of metal. But maybe you're right. Maybe actually, one thing that I could see being problematic is if you accidentally leave the switch compressed for a very long time. You know? So if you just leave this like compressed the whole time, and then maybe that retains the shape compressed, then you know, instead of like concave it's convex, instead of convex concave, that kind of stuff. So it would invert the curvature. So maybe you have to flip it over again. But that could maybe lose the click like that. But fortunately, it's like it's like a pretty simple but ingenious mechanism that I imagine it would be replaceable. Anyway, so since I did lose the little lit thingy or the little circle thingy on this switch, you can actually see that this is basically linear now. This is basically linear. Yeah, so yeah, this is essentially linear if you don't have that thing, so that's pretty interesting. Anyway, and I did try lubing a switch. This has 3204 and this has just nothing. It is stock. Actually, maybe I'll just grab a completely random one, so you can kind of compare. Like, this is stock, this is lubed. It changes the sound a little bit, so if you want to modify the sound, that can help. As far as smoothness goes, though, it won't make a difference, I think. I think it's already very smooth with the factory lube. So if you're concerned about smoothness of the switch, I personally wouldn't bother lubing if it were me. But yeah, I guess your mileage may vary depending on what you prioritize. And yeah, Drew says Kale probably reused the metal plate thing from their mouse switches probably. Honestly, oh I see. That seems plausible actually. Yeah, so that's what cream clickies are like. If you guys have questions though, just feel free to ask. We can always experiment a little bit. All right, let's get to the build itself. So today we have the Arc60. Oh, good night, Extra Prius. Sorry I missed it. Good night, good night. Diego, I want to thank you for the more MK2 caps. I won a few streams ago. They just arrived today. I'll take a pic. Oh, a few pics. Nice. Yeah, no problem, Conan. I'm glad that you got them safely. There was no issue getting there. All right, so let's get to this. So this is the Arc60 box. It's a pretty sizable box, as you can see. It has like a QC sticker, just says Vertex, and has like the Chinese stamp. And then here is the sticker. It's like a nice whiskey box. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of a bottle of something, for sure. So today we have an HKB layout Arc60. And then the second box here is hilarious. I think the naming for this was hilarious. They call it the iPhone Pro Max. If you don't get it, you know, like the iPhone. The iPhone Pro Max contains a pack of P foam, plate foam, and case foam. I put the hot swap PCB in there actually, but because I was just messing around with the parts because I had to test it, but it does indeed have those things. You can just reopen it here. Yeah, this is just a PCB, spare PCB we have today. But here is our that's our case. The plate foam, some case foam, and then P foam here. We can optionally use them. I'm not sure if we want to use them. We can just try it without entirely and see how it sounds. I actually don't know what to expect. I haven't really checked out other people's reviews, builds, etc. So I haven't quite had the chance to kind of check carefully or anything. But if you guys know already and you want to suggest that I use foam, I could do that. But for now, we'll put it aside. We'll see. I'll just put it aside and we can use it if we want to. Oh, now I get it. All right. So as you can see, this is the aloe color. So this is what the box looks like. So starting from the first box, the toolbox. So this one has some tools, I guess, or just miscellaneous things that I need. So let's see, extra screws. Okay, hold on. Extra screws, alignment pins, bonbons, plate gaskets, and PCB gaskets. That's what it has in the box. Yo, what's up, Nacho? That sauna looks hot. Oh, Jonah says it doesn't need any foam. Love mine without it. Perfect. Then we shall not use foam. I prefer not to use foam. So that's perfect. All right, this is a plate. The plate is optional if you're using. So if you're using the hot swap PCB, you use a plate because that's how it mounts. If you're using the solderable PCB, you can do plateless, which is what I'm planning to do. Is try plateless, but this is the aluminum plate, just a gray aluminum plate, standard. Has all the compatibility you need for most 60% layouts, and so yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Even has ISO actually, if you need to build it ISO. So. Alright, so that's the plate. I'm actually just gonna put it back. Here is the aloe colored Arc60. Very pretty green. It's like a light kind of Slightly minty, but more like just like a light green. Indeed, like aloe, it's so nice. It has a, looks like some silver aluminum accents over there from what it looks like, and a little polished piece over there in the back, and the weight. Very, very nice. Very pretty color. I've never bought from Krytox. If I buy the Arc from them, will it ship from the US? I believe the Vertex stuff is shipping from China, but then later on, if they have in-stock stuff, sometimes they have it in the States. But yeah, I believe, I mean, Krytox IO is in the States, but I think the shipments for Vertex are directly from China. So here's a PCB, and this is actually kind of neat, but it also comes with a screwdriver. It comes with a Stanley branded screwdriver with a rotating tip, rotating back portion, so it's nice and easy to use. It looks like might be magnetic as well. And this is, I believe, a T5 screwdriver, which is, you know, kind of funny. I don't have a T5 screwdriver. I have T6, A10, 4, and something else. I have a bunch, but I don't think I have T5. So this is perfect. Now I have a T5. So this is awesome. This is the same people that ran the angle TKL. Yeah, it is. And then here is the PCB, solderable PCB with the daughter board. If you wanted to look at the hot swap one, it's over here too. So hot swap PCB. Hot swap PCB. Let's talk about the layout for the hot swap PCB for a little bit. It does have step caps lock and regular caps lock. It does have oh, interesting. It does have split left shift if you need it. It's a 7U bottom row, and it does have split right shift or regular. Although there, I wonder if the regular right shift might collide with the stabilizer there, but I'm not sure. You would have to try it. ANSI enter and split and regular backspace as well. Cool. Hot swap PCB looks very nice. Comes in a nice dark green kind of solder mask with very pretty traces. Looks very nice. Sorry if you covered this. Did they address the PCB? The issue with PCB working with USB hubs. I believe they addressed it by deploying new firmware. I don't know if it fixed the issue like for everybody, because I'm sure that reports vary. But if I recall correctly, they deployed a new VIA firmware through their Discord. So if you own one already and you want to check your firmware, there is new firmware on their Discord, which they sent out. But we'll see. I mean, I actually use USB hubs. I have 2 USB hubs. I have 2 like 8-port USB hubs or 7-port USB hubs, something like that. And so all my cables are connected to USB hubs, essentially. I mean, well, a lot of them, except for some essential ones that I just connect directly to a PC. But so if it doesn't work, then it's not working for USB hubs. So we'll see. We'll check it out today. I think it should be fine though for this. All right. So there's a PCB. All right, let's open it up. So just carefully, maybe open it with some plastic thingy. Wait, that green is nice? Yeah, it's super nice. My first group I board, the Link 65 arrived today. After learning more, I was thinking of selling at cost, but then after unboxing, I'm kind of drawn to it. So confused, what would you do? If it doesn't hurt you to build it and try it out, why not try it out and then consider selling it? What if you end up liking it more than you think? You know? Or that you thought? Right? Coffee climbs? Like, why not try it out if you are that torn? Okay, so there it is. How much does it weigh? I don't know, actually. I can try weighing it, by the way. Super nice green. Oh my god, this green is... Whew. That is some nice green. This is a very rare kind of green for me. I've never seen a green like this. I mean, maybe at meetups I've maybe seen somebody else have something like this. I don't remember what boards, but definitely not common. Usually you see like grass green, kind of like emeraldy green, or like a darker green, like a darker kind of forest green. I've seen like some olive kind of tone green, but this kind of like seafoamy green is not as common. I think Keycaps ran the Sat 75 with some kind of seafoam color too, I remember. But yeah, not so common. Let me get the scale and we can weigh it. Is that E-coat? No, this is anodized. This is anodized. Alright, so this weighs... Oh. So, okay, well. How about like this? You can see it's zeroed out. Alright, so this weighs 2 pounds. Pretty much. 2 pounds and 0 ounces, essentially. So that's going to be like 914 grams here, it says. Along with all the switches and stuff, it's gonna be like 1 kilo and some. So you can expect it'll be like, let's say 1.5 kilos at most. Pretty light, nice and light build. So if you're going to carry this somewhere else, it seems viable. Seems like it wouldn't be too heavy of a carry. So there's that. Alright, so some bump-ons here. Comes with these black bump-ons on the smaller side. Don't think this is the standard SJ like 2032 or whatever it's called, the 3M ones, but bump-ons do look nice though, nice and clean anyway. They fit nicely on the divots. It's good. Can't wait for my Arcane HKB. Arcane is what color again? I know that they use like the different code names, but what's Arcane again? Purple? Yeah, makes sense. Alright, so okay. So I guess the first thing I should probably do is test the PCB anyway. Because I'm not sure. So let's do that. Let's just get a cable here. Oops. Okay. Oh, pops up on VIA. Very nice. So you can see it here. Pops up on VIA here for me. Layout looks good. Let's just check like arrows. Oh, I don't have arrow keys on. So let's do. I just need arrow keys here. So where's up, up, up. And I guess we should also might as well do the other stuff too. So home, page up, left, right, and then end, page down, down, and then delete, caps lock. I don't need a reset here. The rest is fine. Yeah, okay, cool. Alright, so tweezers. Test out everything here. So this is HKB layout that I'm gonna be building today because, well, I do have an HKB layout board, so it's gonna be 7U, and split backspace for me, and step caps lock for me. That's normally what I prefer. Step control, I guess, if you want to call it, be more technically correct, I guess. And what is this one? Alright, everything's working. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Where is... Alright. So it works with a USB hub. For I think Chutro was asking about it. So this one's working with a USB hub fine. I just ordered this keyboard this Friday, but Arcane got sold out in minutes. Oh, rip. Yeah, the one I have here is the aloe one, the green one, which is it's also a very nice color. Okay, so I guess let's get to building right away. I'll read here. For the plateless mounts, I fixed this foam to a PCB, a fixed foam to PCB instead of the case for easier switching. Okay, cool. So I guess these are for. Okay, cool. Gonna need these later. Aloe and Arcane were instantly gone. I guess that makes sense. They're very nice colors. Stabs. Agile One, what's up, bud? Already maxed out my January keyboard budget. Middle of the month. I guess if you started early in the year, then that makes sense. But, you know, 3 times rule pretty good, right? I think Alex mentions that a lot too. It's like if you can't afford it 3 times over, then, you know, probably not a good idea. You don't really need it. Unless you're like replacing an essential, it's highly doubtful that you'll need something. So, alright, lube. 205, I think. Wait, is this my 205? Yeah, that's my 205. We're supposed to budget Monka. Think I'll finally build my Kohaku this year. Maybe if I don't get lazy. Yo, let's go. Kohaku's so nice though. So I think you should build it soon. It's super nice. Does it come with stabs? Oh, you mean the this guy? No. The Vertex Arc60 does not come with stabs, so you have to get your own stabs. Depending on the layout, you'll have to get different number of stabs, but yeah, this one does not come with stabs. Have you seen the Matrix 3.0 Lunar New Year edition? It was the rabbit one, right? Yeah, I think I saw it. I saw like the Instagram pic, I guess, like the post. That's it. Pretty cool looking. I have to say the 3.0 isn't for me. I mean, I think I've said this before, but I personally prefer the language of the 2.0. But that said, I think it still looks pretty good. Oh, Mr. Geo, hello. Late night with Lightning? Yeah, so today I was just busy doing other stuff, and so I had to push everything back to like later. So gonna do this and then probably head to bed afterwards. Got the Arcane when keyless Snoopy. Nice. I'll be hyped too. I've heard good things about the Arc, and so I'm pretty excited to build it today. The rabbit one, trying to ravel, already happened. 3.0 was a bit too bland. Wait, was a bit too bland, but this new one is too sick to pass. Yeah, I mean, I definitely think the special edition stuff, like the themed stuff, tends to be much louder and much more. I mean, of course, because it's thematically matched, they tend to add a lot more of the details that are relevant. I tend to be more of a boring keyboard person, so I personally don't mind this much. But the extra flair is cool when it's nicely themed. Like when the theme and all the little accessories and the little details match well, like it looks great. There's no denying that. Sword of Heroes say smooth. Is too smooth. I was surprised, TBH. Yeah, they're pretty nice, right? I don't know. I wonder if it's like if it does still have like a bit of a switch lottery, so to speak. Pinkies, but the ones that are on mine are also pretty smooth. The play spring switches, yeah, I did go over the novelty cream clickies earlier. I just went over the structure, like the internals and like just the little details of the cream clickies. I haven't tried them in a board yet, so I haven't like assembled a whole board of them yet. So that would be something to do. But yeah, I do have some samples that I showed earlier. RME of fellow caps are awesome. Thanks, dude. I love that this board comes with 2 PCBs for both mount styles. Yeah, it's nice. I mean, it's cool that you have the option to do it. I guess I think the only unfortunate part might be if you want to use a plate, like you want the plate for the sound or something like that, maybe, or for the feel, right? But then the hot swap PCB, if it doesn't support the layout that you wanted, maybe like that could be a bummer. Like maybe if you're like an ISO user, right? Like you can't do that with the hot swap PCB. But I think you can just use solderable for. Actually, wait, no. Oh, you can't. That's right. I see. The hot swap only doesn't have the tabs on the sides, but the solderable does. Yeah, so you're kind of forced to use solderable if you wanted to use like any layouts that are not supported by the hot swap there, right? And so that means you have to use a plateless. Are they going to die in 100 actuations? You mean the cream clickies? I don't think so. I mean, I think the only thing that you could see having trouble maybe after a while, we were talking about it, was maybe the clicks, because it uses like that little like metallic lid kind of thingy at the bottom. Like if that doesn't work, then you don't hear the click. But the actuation of the switches themselves should be fine, right? The hot swap support has almost all the options for the solder PCB. Oh, okay, that's good. Hey, how's it going, Ithrak? How are you? I'm going to Milmax the playlist PCB when my kit arrives. Oh, cool. Yeah, that's not a terrible idea if you wanted it to be hot swapable anyway. I personally don't do it because I can desolder just fine, but I know that people like to try different switches, so hot swap can be super convenient. Tend to just commit and kind of leave it alone. That green's so pretty, I know, right? It's like it's really nice. It's really, really nice. I don't have like a softer kind of green key set, I think. I'm wondering if I just put beige on it or something like 9009 with the green accent would be kind of okay. Or if I just do like, I don't know. Well, I'm gonna go over my sets first and think about it in a bit. Like now that I'm seeing it here, I kind of want like a softer look. Oh, you know, TA Royal Alpha without the green mods, just the white mods or the grayish mods would be pretty good on this. Will look nice. I don't know. We'll see. That's an idea I had just now. DCX Jade. I don't have DCX sets, unfortunately. I don't currently have any DCX sets. Haven't tried the DCX sets. I would think they would get worse over time and the clicker would die like Futaba MA. Yeah, I do wonder about the longevity of the Switch. I mean, I guess we'll see over time what happens. At least the good thing is, well, it's like an actively manufactured item, so they could probably revise things. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, I hope maybe they have testing, but I don't know. Disc springs do wear out, but not any less than leaf springs and switches. I see. JWK Dandy would be good, like the lighter green. JWK Dandy is a very nice set. I don't have JWK Dandy though. Now that I think about it, I don't have many like softer green color sets, like botanical, that kind of stuff. I don't have. Oh yeah, Aetherag, good night. It is pretty late for you. Nice plateless build. Yes, Edward. I am doing a plateless build today. I have to imagine NK did actuation tests. I mean, I would imagine they would have to ask like Kale to do it. I mean, it's kind of on Kale as much as it is on Novel Keys to kind of like tell them to do it, like doing like actuation longevity tests. So I don't know if there's data or information on that, to be honest. Like if they're rated for a specific number of actuations, anything like that, like that would require some QCing, and I don't know. Definitely did not hear any info myself, so can't provide anything new there. But it would be a good question to ask Mike from Novel Keys when he does his little streams. I don't know. It definitely would be good to know or have reassurance about that. But if they're, hopefully they just have the data and they just say like, oh yeah, it's rated for this amount of actuations, and that's more than enough, right? The color's so nice. Is this yours to keep? Yes, this one is mine to keep. Not having kind of sketch the info. Yeah, could be a bad sign, huh? But I don't know. It's like, I guess either it will, it comes to the light by testimony, as in people will say like, oh, like I have the switch and it started failing, and a lot of people report the same issue, which would be bad. But otherwise, hopefully, someone asks and there's just data and that's it. End of the story. Maybe just not put up on the site or something like that. But okay. Alright. So plateless. We have these pretty cute Magic Girl switches from Mintlodica's shop. She was very kind in sending some of these switches out. And so just wanted to give it a try. I mean, they're probably your good old standard JWK kind of switch. They have this interesting, either I think it was 2-stage or 3-stage 56 gram spring, which seemed kind of more akin to a slightly heavier spring, which is kind of nice. But yeah, these are just looped and filmed. Hello there, the famous, the most beautiful, majestic being that is lightning keywords. Oh please, you just. How's it going, Shinoto? How's your weekend? How's your long weekend? And hopefully, if you had some time off for MLK. For the folks who had the holiday. Oh, it's dropping.
Ah.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. Classic Spectrum problems. Streamless build, plateless build. Same, huh? Same, Sag. Yeah. It do be like that. Yeah, can't do anything about it. So I guess my test fails in the sense that I had another big streamer on Twitch, Mr. Sark. He came in, like, I kind of told him about the whole, like, oh yeah, my internet drops pretty often. Like, you know, my connection to Twitch drops basically, and so, like, you know, stream goes out every so often, and he was like, you can try using like Restream and just streaming to Twitch, because I mean, so as a Twitch partner you can't really be simultaneously stream to like YouTube and Twitch, for example. That's not permitted. And so in this case I tried it out, and so it seems like it's the same issue, so it is still my ISP issue. So definitely nothing to do with the packets being sent to the ISP and them identifying Twitch and then saying like, okay, let's throttle it. Looks like it doesn't matter. Alright, pretty nice. Is this JWK watermelon enter in spacebar? No, pretty sure this is some old magenta accent spacebar from like a long time ago. This is from Nuclear Data, but basically I had a defective enter and had to have it replaced. So it's just a spare from that, and this is just from, I think, WOB, probably. One of those extra shifts that you get for WOB. Yeah. Yeah, I pretty much just use whatever I have that's spare that I don't use elsewhere, that I don't foresee using anywhere else, really. Like, you know, like extra shift or WOB, like, honestly don't think I can see myself using it, because it's not like I'm using it like FC660 like layout much, or any place that uses 2 shifts. I guess you can use shift as a spacebar key, but for like splits, but I do have space keys, so no need. So yeah, whatever's spare. Just put it in the bag of keycaps to use for stat testing. Like I have a bunch of random accent space bars, I think, from like Analog Dreams, because it has a ton of them. Honestly, out of the 65 layouts, 660 looks the best to me now. Oh yeah? Huh. I mean, it's kind of nice to have the extra 2 keys in the top right kind of like stand out a bit. But for me, I think it's kind of, it feels a bit large of a layout because it's like longer, basically. But it doesn't look bad. Yeah, it definitely does not look bad. But yeah, 60 TKL is pretty much where my heart is as far as keyboard layouts go. But I do still use like, oh, like 1800s I really like too. I really like 1800s as well, if you want it like a full-size layout. But yeah, 65s, I mean, classic 65 is okay with me. Like 7U with no blocker sometimes is kind of cool. Like basically like 1.5, 1.57, and then 2 1.5s again, and then arrow keys. That's actually not a bad layout either, I think. I mean, it's kind of underrated in a way, like blockerless 65 basically, but with 7U support. Kind of like the Zephyr, or like the, I guess the Hibiki actually basically was that, right? It was, blockerless 65. Fossil build when? It's on the way to me, so probably, if not later this week, early next week. Likely late this week, but I'll keep you posted. Only blockerless 65 I had was Constellation, and that was 4625. Yeah, that's funny. We gave Mr. Eric from Eric AE Boards a lot of shit for that. We're like, dude, 7U where? Like, why would you 4625 on that layout? Gave him a lot of shit for it, but you know, alas, so it goes. All right, nice. So plateless. Soulmite today, great board. It's really nice because you can test so many things too, because of all the different mounting too, like mounting styles and stuff. That's kind of nice. And I really like the invertible top. The fact that it's blockerless, it means that you can put it one way or flip it 180 degrees and put it the other way too, and it doesn't matter. Kind of neat. Oh wait. Okay. 60s and the HKB is where my heart is at right now. Just so comfy. That's good. 60s are definitely the comfiest, in my opinion. Saves a lot of space and it's a functional layout still. Sorry. Alright, soldering iron is hot now. Alright, let's get to soldering this bad boy. Get a fan on here. I have a little piece of solder that I accidentally melted out from doing some other work. Just gonna use it up. .5 R3 backspace? I mean, R2, I guess. R2 backspace. I guess row, I mean, it would be like the third row if you count like a Nautique L, but it's technically should be R2. Profile-wise. For like cherry profile, for example. Oh, Mr. Space Cables, hello, how's it going? What's the temp you're using when soldering? I use 350 degrees Celsius when soldering. Oopsie. not bother some of these switches. Sometimes they are slightly loose. There we go. Okay. I can never get that right. Different menus list numbering row backwards. Yeah, like for example, EPBT will list the cherry profile stuff with R1 starting at the bottom. Whereas the convention has, I mean, well, so the convention's interesting. Do you know, like for example, in OG Cherry, like a lot of people will also call it row A for row 5. So they'll say A, B, C, D, E essentially, starting from the bottom. So like OG Cherry can be like that too. But then at some point it did change to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, counting from the top, because you know it's pretty common in, at least in the Western world especially, to count from top downwards. So yeah, so that's a little fun fact of convention sort of being different sometimes. Yeah. But yeah, as long as you say which one is the top one should be pretty straightforward. Or normally when you say the full row profile, it's pretty intuitive as well. Because normally the top row repeats. I mean, there is like row 0 for cherry, but it's rare. Have you tried DCS R5 or row 0 cherry? Yeah, I have. I mean, right now the Sonnet right here has row 0 on the top row. So row 0 is very, very close to, if you have any OEM boards, row 0 cherry is pretty close to OEM top row, height wise, and also like the incline wise. It's close, but actually I think it's even taller. Like it has a steeper incline towards you than OEM top row. And so if you don't like OEM top row, then you won't like row 0 cherry. That's kind of how it goes. And also one more thing is, if you're using, let's say, a TKL and you have row 0 cherry, you're gonna have that gap between the function row, which has row 0, and then the num row, which has row 1, right? So if you, in terms of the profile, it's gonna be a bit disjoint there, because you are effectively separating row 0 from row 1 with that little distance between the function row and the num row. So like look wise, it might look a little disjoint on a board with different clusters like the TKL, but maybe on like a 75 with the compact form where you have all rows together, then you will see a very nice row 0 through row 5 kind of profile, for example. Heading to sleep, nuclear nachos. Take it easy, have a good sleep, and have a good rest of your week. So R5 DCS though, I don't know. I actually have not tried R5 DCS. That's actually something that I straight up have not tried before. But if the assumption is similar to R0 cherry, then I assume it's similar considerations like disjointness in the profile if you use like a TKL and you use that, but not quite in compact forms. And then obviously the fact that it's steeper and probably more angled in some way, to compensate for the fact that it has to form a nice sculpted shape when you look at it from the side. You can try looking up some pictures. I mean, I'm sure people have, like, if you can look at pictures, GMK ASCII, for example, has row 0 through row 5. Like, and it does not have the option for you to do row 1 at the function row. That's a good one to try checking. I think TA90 and GMK Carbon round 2 also had R0 options. And I don't remember what else. At least those are the 3 more prominent ones that I recall right now. It's ASCII, TA90, and whatchamacallit, yeah, carbon nanotube. Yeah, I think the DCS thing is super, I mean, it's new as far as people, like, looking for it, adopting it in the community. So I don't know much about it either. And actually, I'm, definitely not the person to ask about DCS. I don't know that much. I know about some older sets, but I don't really know much about, like, what's available and what's not. So, yeah. IDK. I'm sure other people have purchased some of the more recent products with them. Probably know more. Ow, it's hot. Oh, it's still, because that joint was still hot. I accidentally touched it. I broke in my DCS Deadbeat 7U spacebar, literally broke into 2 pieces while trying to change my caps. Oh my god. Yeah, DCS Deadbeats. Okay, so we've talked about this a lot in my Discord server, DCS Deadbeats. It's the fact that they used a PBT spacebar for it, for this set, and they were supposed to use an ABS spacebar because spacebars on PBT for DCS are kind of iffy. Due to, like, the PBT issues that, like, PBT keycaps sets tend to have, like warping or shrinkage and, like, that kind of stuff, and Signature Plastics doesn't seem to have addressed this for their PBT modifiers, so they have a lot of warping and all those issues that I just mentioned. And so they sent out 7U stuff for that, and like and so yeah, it's kind of a hit or miss. Like, my PBT 7U spacebar on the DCS Deadbeat set is also kind of hit or miss. Like, in some boards it works perfectly fine, in some other boards it like binds. It has some binding issues and things like that, and so it's like I can use it and I can't use it in some boards. It's kind of annoying, but I guess at this point I can't do much about it. But had I known it would be PBT spacebar, maybe I could have prevented it. But yeah, I don't know. The best you can do is just do the whole, like, I mean, if you still have it, obviously in your case you can't, but if it were intact then you would be able to, like, straighten it a little bit and that kind of stuff. But yeah, part of my uni's keyword club, and our most common question from new members is, what is the best keyword for around 50? If I have $50 to, I'll be honest, if I had $50 to spend on a keyboard, I would go on eBay and look for used Philcos or Leopolds, and that's it. And maybe if I have some money left, I would get some 25G0 and lube the stabs. That's it. That's all I would do. Because used Philcos and Leopolds go for pretty cheap on, like, eBay or like used, basically. Because there's so many of them out there. So that's an option. $50. I'm pretty sure I've seen, like, some, like, Philco Majestouch 2, like, Ninja Edition, like the ones with the blank caps, for like $35 plus shipping. So, like, maybe like 50, yeah. Like 50 plus minus $20, let's say, like $70. You can get something like that. It's a pre-built, but it's pretty nice. Alright, so that's all soldered in. We can test it out before we put it into the board. Philco boards are built like tanks. Yeah, they last forever. Forever. That's the nice part about them. Oh, I think I forgot to solder a couple of the legs here. Alright, cool. I think I just need to do those. And we're good. Oh yeah, just solder one of the two legs. These guys here. We normally tell them the benefits of saving up a little more, but a lot of them just don't care, want something off Amazon. Yeah, so instead of going, I mean, okay. The problem is that people will want something new, and they will be like, used you, right? Which, I get it. But you can get used and clean it up and, you know, mod it a bit. You could probably get more enjoyment out of modding your own board too sometimes. But that's fair. That's totally fair. I don't blame him for thinking like, hey, I just want to spend 50 bucks on Amazon and call it a day. It arrives in 2 days after all, so hey. Sold a Majestich TKL for 15. What a steal! Anyway, again, right? They're out there, they're everywhere, so people sell them for really cheap because there's just so many of them. So yeah. So it's like if you're looking to buy something like that, perfect opportunity. And yeah, modding boards isn't that bad. Thoughts on G on F1 versus F1 V2? Oh, I have no idea. I haven't looked closely at all. Honestly, I don't follow as much of the new Geon stuff in the past like 6 months, year. I feel like there's so many new releases of everything, whether it's restocks and whatnot, and I haven't kept up. So I think I heard that there was a V2, but I haven't really seen it, so I can't really tell you much. Lighting doesn't keep it with fake customs. My badges are gone? Wait, what the? Weird. Get keyboard regret, build keyboard regret, rebuild new keyboard. Will the cycle ever end? Yes and no, I guess. You know. Let's see here. Okay. Just find keyboards you don't regret. Forehead. Sounds easy, right? Alright, so I guess I'm supposed to put the gaskets on the PCB. Let me just check. I think someone sent me like a diagram for this. Inner frame in the carbon case. Inner frame? Oh yeah, inner frame. Okay, so this is for plateless. Alright, cool. ¿Cómo estás, bro? Pennywise. Muy bien, ¿cómo estás? Está ocupado, pero bien. Alright, let's put gaskets. So I believe these gaskets go on both sides here. What's the most amount of times you have done a rebuild for one keyboard? Early on, in my first year of doing boards, of doing keyboards in general, I rebuilt my... What did I rebuild a lot of times? I rebuilt my... I rebuilt a Vermillo board and a Leopold like 7 times, 8 times, just because I wanted to try different switches, and at the time I just desoldered and resoldered. Oh no, that's right. The inner frame goes into the top case. Oh yeah, you're right. You are right. We back? Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, got it, Edward. So, mid frame to a top case? Okay. Okie dokes. Sorry for the stream connection issues. That's just like that's just my ISP being my ISP. Spectrum moment, yep. Which artisan tray is your favorite? Ooh, that's tough. So I like different ones for different reasons. But I would say, like, I do kind of wish, so I really like the size of the alchemy one here. Or for example, like the Ikigai one that I showed think a stream or two ago. But for example, for the alchemy, I do wish the cells were a bit deeper. It's very easy to topple keycaps over. So that part I didn't like as much. I do like the badge. I do like it has like this bar at the bottom that attaches with a magnet, which basically is the one that puts it on an incline. That part is super cool. Compared to like angled cases, like angled little trays, like the NRD. But the NRD is nice and small, so if you wanted to have something like with a smaller footprint, like the NRD one is pretty cool too. But I think I prefer, like, the size of the alchemy is pretty good. But I think it would be nice if it had slightly deeper cells. And the Ikigai was also pretty good, but that one's is also it's also nice because it has a lid if you wanted that, especially if you have a very dusty environment and stuff. It's pretty nice. All depends on your use case, but for me, yeah, I think it's like a mix of feature that I like, but they all have pros and cons for me, it seems like. Just bought a solder station, need a budget solder board. Oh, nice. Something about showing off all your well soldered joints hits different, IMO. That sounds like something Drew might say, because he does have a very particular taste in soldering joints, apparently. I wish Alchemy actually made their Alchemy Artisan box for sale. What do you mean? You mean that they currently are out of stock? I mean, they did several runs of different things, so I think they're focusing on fulfilling stuff as well. I think that's also another thing. It's like, you know, not trying not to take too many projects at the same time. Oh, Alchemy has a big artisan box that they showed. Oh yeah. They've teased like this big box. Yeah, I remember. Yeah. I'm assuming that's gonna come in afterwards, though. I'm assuming they still have a bunch of stuff that they're trying to work on first. Can't take on too many projects though. I mean, they had recently just ran the AL62, so spread yourself too thin and spell doom for your own business, I think. Happens to everyone. Not sure if it's okay for me to post that. It's okay. Yeah, I've seen this. Yeah, the big artisan box. Yeah. Alright, I think that's done. And yes, Edward did say that I need to change the mounting of the frame here. So there's this like middle frame here that basically determines how you're going to mount your whether you have the hot saw build or the plate, like the plate or plateless build. And I think for the plateless you need to put this on the top piece instead of the bottom piece so that the PCB can fit in. Oh, yeah, okay, cool. Sorry, just got a message here. Yeah, PCB mount, inner frame in the top case. Cool. All right. Let's remove all these screws and then take our frame piece here. And then this will go into the top piece. Ah, neat. Okay. I'm assuming I need to put the screws back. Is it just 4 screws? Yeah, it looks like it. Okay. Just the corners. What's the advantage of plateless? Mainly 2 things. More flexible kind of build because you are basically pushing against less material. So more kind of like flexible build. Sound is different. It sounds a bit different. You can just try it and see if you like it. If you don't, then it's not for you. I think that's the main thing: flexibility, different sound, different typing feel, and yeah, the sound does vary. So those are the main advantages, I would say. All right, cool. Okay, that's that. And I assume this gets plugged in. Oh, the other board's already included here, and oh, that's kind of cool. It's this is nifty. This is kind of similar to the way the Alchemy keycap puller had the wire tied down. They are using a little screw to keep the daughter board wires nice and tidy, tied down to the case, which is pretty nice. So yeah, just plug it in. And just set it down. And then the rest, just gonna be putting the screws on and mounting it, closing up the case. Yeah, some people like plateless, some people don't. I'm probably in the camp that does. Depending on the build. I think some builds, yeah, can sound a bit weak. It really depends. It really depends. I'm just gonna try it, honestly. I personally feel like it's hard to say if I like it until I do try it. So it's like, yeah, I don't mind it though. I don't mind not having a plate and trying that. I like the typing feel, so because I like that, it's like, it's alright. It's alright with me to have the option. Getting stuck on anything? Okay. Need some bit of compression here. Hey, Sean, what's up? Yeah, I don't know what to expect from this one specifically, so we'll try and see. All right, I think that's done. So that's all good. That's all done. Hopefully no crooked switches. I'm not sure though. Hope not. Hopefully I did this right. All right. I'll subscribe next stream mobile. Oh, no worries, dude. No worries, Sean. How are you doing? Got a stat test I'm trying to avoid. I mean, there's no avoiding it though, right? Lion Noon Gamer says, I have a drop control mechanical keyboard and wanted to know what you could do with it. Key switches, lighting mods, etc. I mean, programming the board, you can just check the manual. For key switches, if it has hot swap switches, you could try switching them up, changing them up. Just make sure you have a switch puller, and then being careful if you're putting switches back in. Just make sure that the pins are straight. You can obviously lube the stabilizers, which is normally going to be a big source of rattle and big source of unpleasant aspects to typing on it. Sometimes they just sound too rattly and it sounds bad. So lubing your stabs is going to be probably the biggest step. And of course, if you do have a hot swap, or if you have solderable and you're going to remove stabs and put you remove switches and you put new switches in, then you can always lube your switches too. Yeah. Also, I learned that it's an absolute buyer's market for keyboards. Is it? It was just like stuff getting sold for retail a little or left and right. Oh, I mean, yeah. There's so many boards, Sean. I mean, what else? What else do you expect? It's there's so many. There's just so many boards now. So yeah, makes sense, right? All right. Let's see. What keycaps am I putting today? I'm gonna see what key sets I have here. So some options I was thinking about personally are, there is GMK Wasabi, there is GMK Triumph Adler Royal Alpha, which is a pretty sweet set that is kind of subdued and nice, and it's like a whitish gray. I mean, it's more like a grayish white base with green legends. Really nice. And I guess there's beige. There's like some of the grayscale sets, like muted, that kind of stuff. That I think would go well with this. I think I would rather go something softer rather than like very colored. How do you like your Sonnet? It's been nice. I've been liking it a lot personally. It types pretty nicely. Okay, yeah, I think that's. I mean, there's like, yeah, I have like minimal or Stormtrooper, which is essentially the same thing. But I think the Royal Alpha Green or Royal Alpha White is probably more fun. So maybe I'll try that actually. Yeah, maybe I'll just do that. I think I'm just gonna do that. I think I'm gonna try some GMK. Do I have CRP? Yeah, I do have CRP. Of course I have CRP. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back, guys. I have around 300 kind of divide between the Sauna and the Angel aftermarket. Oh. Pick based on the layout and aesthetic. 65. I mean, the Sauna is a 75 and the Angel is 65. Yeah, CRP. There is CRP with green sub-legends, I think. There's Hebrew. But I think I want to try GMK on this. I want to hear how GMK sounds on this. So, BRB. Is Angel and Sauna both from Cable Car Designs? No, Angel is from Cable Car, and then the Sauna is from Mode Keywords. Alright, we back. Alright. Let's see. So this is a set. It's like a nice kind of whitish sort of set. So let's see here. Oh, one thing that's gonna look a little weird might be the backspace, but it's all right. Oops. What am I doing? Diego, do you only use IEMs? I use headphones too. Depends on what I'm doing. For streams, IEMs are more comfortable. But for work, sometimes I prefer headphones. They'll get an inner ear infection? I mean, you just clean them regularly and that's fine. Usually no issue if you're cleaning it. But yeah, of course you don't want that happening. Hey, Abstraction, what's up? Yeah, I mean, ear infection sounds horrible. Sounds absolutely horrible. Did you check out the clickies earlier in the stream? Yes, I did. I did check out the clickies earlier on the stream. I've been wearing IEMs every day consistently for 10 years now. Ears are fine. Luck of the draw too, though. Sometimes your environment is just clean enough and you're not getting too much crud on them. So yeah. There are these big code keys here. Alright, there we go. What's up with you, Diego, though? How have you been? Doing alright. Busy, you know, mostly just working and stuff. I mean, I'm starting the semester again soon. But yeah, I'll be busy. I'm going to like a conference later this month, so mostly busy doing that. Actually, that's probably the busiest thing I have right now is getting ready for a conference. So that'll be later this month. But otherwise, you know, winter break was really good. It was pretty nice. Nice to relax a bit. Got my COVID booster last week. That kicked me in the ass. And I guess that's pretty much it. Alright, let's put some keycaps on this, eh? You know? This green is a loud green. Maybe I'll use something more subdued. Maybe a blank here. And done. Green bongo. This one? That works. Kind of rubs against the case though. No, actually, I think it's fine. This blank's sitting a little. Oh, never mind. It's just the stem tolerance is not great on that blank. I heard bongos are around 300 now. Is that right? Yeah, some of them. It depends on the colorway. Some colorways are more hyped than others, as always. But yeah, depends on the color. Yeah, some can go even down to like 200, 250, I think, or probably even. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of varied a lot. Ewan, thank you so much for the sub. Look at that, looking good. All right, so let's get typing testing up. I heard that ours is tanked invalid. That makes me happy. I mean, it's more so that you just had the holiday season, so people don't want to spend money. Does that make sense? Wait, is this? Oh, wait a second. Why is this not working? Different cable? The daughter board was connected, right? Pretty sure I plugged it in. Is the daughter board different? Don't tell me the daughter board is different. That's kind of annoying. Maybe the daughter board is different. Okay, time to switch the daughter board, guys. It looks like we have made... It's not a mistake, but just need to... Apparently, the daughter board here doesn't work. There is a daughter board in there, though. And it seems plugged in. Okay, we're going back. At least most of the caps are all here and on. I was so ready to type on this. Forgot to plug in? No, I didn't forget to plug in though. It did plug in, so that's the weird part. What's the mount on this? If it's plateless, PCB mount. PCB mount. All right. It is magnetic. Screw's just coming off. Think the DB is routed differently on this board? Ah, okay. Okay. Alright. Maybe that's the case. Well, I'm not using like a universal. I'm using the one that it was already on the board. So maybe it was like different for hot swap and different for solderable. So I think that's that's what's happening here. yeah, it's this plugged in. So I'm just gonna replace it. Like, I'm just gonna change it up because I had a working cable and daughter board here. So this is a nice chance for us to actually see what the internals look like. So you can just remove this part here, I assume, just taking off these screws. So I'll take this guy out, this guy, and these guys. And there are different kinds of PCB mount. Sure, you could think of it that way, yeah. I mean, sometimes they use gaskets, sometimes they don't use gaskets. It kind of varies. Do I need to remove that piece too? Maybe I do. I think I need to remove the middle part too. Okay, weight came off. All right. So that just came right off. Let's see. Is it different? Looks the same to me, but maybe something's missing. I don't know. Let's just switch it out. I'll test this DB with the other PCB some other time. Yeah, I'll test. I mean, I already tested this DB, so I know it works. I'm just gonna put it on and then test it. So. Pretty sure this one worked earlier. Yep, there it is. Alright, cool. Maybe it is the DB or something. Wait. 3 screws and these guys, okay. Imagine if it's a short caused by the case. That would suck, but I don't think that's the case here. Do you recommend to always get extra PCB and DB? So personally, I sometimes get it and sometimes don't. I used to be more consistent in getting it always. I do think it's a good way to have a backup, and I think it's nice to kind of foolproof that decision just by getting an extra. It is more money though. I sometimes just kind of think like, it should be fine, right? And then I don't get an extra and it's fine most of the time. I would say like most of the time you'll be fine without an extra, but you never know. I mean, you might be the unlucky person to have issues. So it is kind of nice to have an extra just to guarantee the fact that you can build it right away and things like that. Yeah, I think most of the time I don't have issues, at least these days. For keyboards these days, I think the QC tends to be pretty okay and haven't really had issues myself. But it does vary. So yeah. Also, I don't really think I need this screw, but put it on anyway. TBH. squishing anything though. Alright, there. Right. Ah, you know, I remembered something. I didn't put those little stab inserts for TX stabs. I might as well put them in. Not that it really matters for me as much, because I haven't really had many of these guys come off. Like stabs coming off from removing keycaps, but a little nice guarantee that they won't. I think especially like the space bar tends to be a tighter one sometimes, but yeah, who knows. Is this a commission or personal? It's like both. It's like a review unit that ClickClick.io sent me. ClickClick and Vertex sent me, but I do get to keep it. So you could say it's personal. Stupid TV. Free board? Nothing is free, Sean. Nothing in the world is free. I hate Overwatch. Had a gamer moment, I hit my desk so hard my PC restarted. Bro. Damn, Nacho. That the kind of gamer you are? I see. TIL. Gotta be careful playing any kind of team games with Nacho, huh? Watch out. JK. I hope your next game's better, dude. Oh crap. Lost it. Have you placed alignment pins? Didn't see any, or is it not necessary? Oh, good point. I didn't, but it didn't seem. It seemed fine without. But I mean, it is not necessary if you know how keycaps should align to the case. But I mean, it is a good practice to put them on. Yeah, it is good practice to put alignment pins though. But just like most boards with alignment pins, they are technically optional. But it is good practice to put them on. So yes. Might as well put them on, right? Might as well put them on. Hey Diego, it's been a while. Byron, what's up? It's been a while, says the person who DM'd me like earlier today. But it has been a while since you've been here. How do you feel about RGB and keyboards? I think it's fine. I think it looks cool. But it kind of grows old on me. Like as in, it looks good for like 2 minutes and then I turn it off. And then I forget about it forever. So I personally don't care about it as much anymore. There was a time I would care a lot more. Like I think it looked really great, but now it's cool if it's there. But if it's not, I won't complain. It's just an extra feature. That's all. That's all it is for me. It's just a little extra feature. Annoying to solder RGB? Oh, like you mean like SMD stuff, like solder mount? Yeah, that can be annoying. I really need to get TX tabs. I hate these sticking Durox. Yeah, get some. All right. Hey Kim, how's it going? How's your time at the Arizona meetup? I saw the stories, they look great. Y'all look hella cute and sound like a really good time. A lot of people went. I was surprised. I was surprised at how many people like from everywhere kind of attended. Pretty good turnout. Pretty good turnout for that. Lots of people traveling for it. AZ meetup was wild. A lot of people went. Yeah. I tapped on Captain Sterling's Arc and it was so nice. Oh, really? Really now? Well, here we are building it today, so I'm pretty excited for it. One bad hit to a board and it'll be dead. Final mouse keyboard? Oh, I see the screen. Oh, yeah. It's kind of out there. Not for me. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know what I would use it for. The screen things. It's all right. Definitely not a feature built for someone like me. Clout. Clout for what? The final mouse thing? Because what is it, like invite only? I think I know that from. I mean, there are some like, was it the F&F kind of thing or Founders Edition or whatever? I think I saw Mr. What's his name? Batseed post about it. He seemed to be pleased. All right, let's get this bad boy typing now. My browser source isn't up for some reason. Typing test source. Oh, that's right. Monkey type. I mean, it's not monkey type, but OBS changed a few things here. There, it should be up now, right? Great. All right, awesome, sick. Let's get this mic ready. Okay, can you guys hear me? Everything good here? Final mouse QC is by far the worst I've ever encountered in a mice game, and I own like 16 mice from multiple different brands. That's a lot of mice. I own like 2. Wait, I own the Razer Viper Ultimate. I own my MX Master 3, and then I own a Logitech G Pro Wireless, and then I guess I have an MX Master 1 at work, but that's all I have. Oh, I guess I have an old. I forget. Was it a Razer? No, I have an old wired Logitech mice. I forget which one it was. It was the one with the weights. That's right, the really heavy one. All right. Let's try this out. Let's try this out, y'all. So today we have a Vertex Arc60 with These are Magic Girl switches from Mintlodica. These are JWK switches, really. They're your good old standard JWK switches. Full travel, 56 gram springs. They're like double stage or triple stage or something like that. Lube 205 grade 0. No plate on this build. This is plateless PCB only. Probably 1.6 millimeter PCB if that's something you're curious about. TX stabs. And this is GMK Triumph Adler Royal Alpha for the key set. Let's give it a shot. Can L caps look close? That is probably me not pushing one of the two in all the way. Maybe it's the keycap itself actually. No, might be the switch. I might have not pressed it in all the way. I know that's how these switches might be sometimes loose. So I'll go back and revise those, check those later. But all right, at least they're not binding, so that's good. All right, here we go. Wait. Okay. Pretty good. This sounds nice. This sounds nice. I can see that there's a little bit of resonance, but I think the mic is picking it up more than myself, like in person. And hey, whoever was saying plateless doesn't sound too good, it sounds pretty good, I think. Yeah, these are JWK switches. So these are called JWK Magic Girl switches from the from Mintlodica, but they're JWK. The thumb masks a bit of the actual sound of the board. Yeah, I can try putting something in between, like maybe it doesn't thump as much. I don't know. Would putting a box in between help? Like that? I don't know. But I guess it would still thump into the desk a little, but. Pretty good, pretty good. But yeah, that's also because yeah, when it sinks into a desk, a lot of those sounds travel into the desk, right? So, I mean to the desk mat rather. So yeah, probably that's where you hear a lot of the thump. But yeah, pretty good, I think. So these are quite hollow now. We can try with both. So let's test the mods with and without the box and below the board. So here it is without, just on the desk mat alone. That's rubbing a little because the caps are kind of close. that hitting on something? Maybe that's hitting on the cap and the screw thing there. I don't know. Oh yeah, I think it is. Maybe I didn't screw it all the way in. This looks kind of weird because the keycaps are slightly crooked. But that's the artisan problem. Sounds pretty good, I think. And then yeah, with the box, if you want to hear the difference, not that it matters too much, but yeah, definitely hitting something there. Maybe a screw. That said, it is a hollow box. All right, that's all I have there. How's the build? Pretty good. Let me actually check that screw below the Alt key. I didn't screw it all the way in, but I think it's hitting this thing, which maybe I didn't screw all the way. Oh yeah, that kind of hits that, huh? Kind of sitting a little high there. Not that I ever use the right alt personally, but I don't care. But yeah, it's something, I guess. Show the back edge above the USB. Your mid plate may be upside down. Oh, is that right? Back edge above the USB. Is that right? Oh, crap. Is that right? Oh, shoot. I made a mistake, guys. It's been a while, I guess. I didn't know. I didn't realize it was supposed to be flush. Okay, I'll fix that right now. Did I flip the mid piece? I guess I did. My bad. It still sounds good. Monkas. Okay, that's why then. Okay, give me a sec. If there's a gap, it's upside down. Yeah. I see it now. I thought it was fine, but I guess I didn't notice it. Yeah. I was like, the holes line up, so it should be fine. But, yeah. The good thing is it's a pretty easy thing to do. Don't feel bad, Andy did that like 6 times. I see. We all make mistakes. But that said, yeah, I didn't realize there's a side to it. Your voice almost sounds a little like Heath Ledger's Joker. I don't know about that. Nope. I don't know about that. I will not take any credit like that. Seems like an insult. Alright, take that out. And while I'm at it, I can also double check my, what is it, the J or the K? K and L keys, I think someone was mentioning. Can heat that up and change it, and then also we can change the orientation of this guy, right? So we'll do that first. Get some of those screws out here. Yeah. Oh, is it dropping? No, 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 no. If you see the internet having issues, that's me. I mean, like the stream having issues, that's probably me. My ISP sucks, and it's probably dropping. Alright, Diego, I think it's bedtime for me. Sounds good, Sean. Take it easy. Got school tomorrow. Sounds good. How it going? Yeah, I see now how the flipping thing did. I mean, there's a divot for the screws, so that makes sense. Here I was wondering why I was using fewer screws. Now it makes sense why. Alright, that's up. Gonna just double check that K or L key that someone said was slightly off. Might be the case. Looks a little better, I think. Just double checking. Yeah, that gap looks a little more normal for that. Yeah, there we go. There we go. And then I think this one, I don't know if it's the little piece of just make sure to them all through a little bit. Okay, I think the rest looks good. So I think we're good to go. Yeah, if you're experiencing lag, it's my connection right now, probably. Well, it's stabilized now, but earlier had a little hiccup there. Alright, there we go. Alright. No gap. Alright, nice. So put the keys back. Sounds better. Looks better. Alright, we can give this a shot once again. Alrighty. Alright, here we go. We got this fixed now. Every key looks pretty good. And I think the sound should be about the same, but we can still give it a shot. Alright. It's a regular travel switch. Pretty good. Pretty nice. Yeah, I think I guess maybe that hollowness came from the thing being flipped, huh? So let's go with the mods. It does sound better. It does sound better. So don't flip your mid piece, guys. There it is. There it is. This color's gorgeous. Okay, I really love how this color looks. Actually, this key set's pretty good for it. I think I'm probably gonna leave this set on it. Yeah, no, it looks good and sounds really good. So let's let's see. Can show it off a little bit. Is what, like 250? Wait, what? Wait, actually I don't know what the pricing of it is right now. But yeah, it's something like that. It's definitely, it was like somewhere 330. Yeah, 330. Yeah, it was like I suspect it would be like 300 and some. The Arc60. Let's see, group by Arc60. Yeah, so 269 is the base price. White, black, anodized dark gold, purple, aloe green, navy blue, and champagne gold. In Winkeyless, Winky, and HKB. Starts from 270. I mean, plus shipping, I assume from China. And then you have the foam kit if you want. It doesn't say accessories here, but if you want the group by post, also it's on Keycaps as well. Here you go. Yeah, no, this is a pretty crazy price for what it provides, and it sounds really nice. The proportions of the bezels are pretty good too. I actually really like how this looks. It's kind of nice. I tend to not really enjoy like super big chamfers and stuff like that, but this right now looks pretty nice on HKV in particular. Do the in-stock line ships from the US or China? I think they're shipping from China, but I don't know. I mean, I think you'll find out when you look at the shipping prices. It is a big box though, yeah. Like this box is pretty big, yeah. Like the box is, you know, there's a 60, right? There's a 60, right here. There's a 60.
Please give Lord Kaiwi a treat in my honor.
And then you have this much. So it's a pretty sizable box as far as that's concerned. But at least it's nicely packed. Like, I do think this packaging is pretty sweet. Like, it'll protect the board and everything for sure. But one thing I didn't like, I guess, about the box, you know, is that you actually can't store the keyboard back in the box, because the shape of this box is for the board itself with nothing else. So you can't store the box. Like, you can't store the board in the box. Like, you can't put keycaps on. Not even switches. I think the switches actually would still get stuck because there's not much room there. There's barely room. There's no room, really. There's no room. So that sucks. So that's pretty bad. A bad part about the box is that you can only fit it the way it came. So I think ultimately, TBH, they could undo this whole thing, right? And just do a carrying case, like a lot of people do already. Film is nice, and the custom cutting is all cool, but at this point, you probably will end up throwing this away, and obviously it's foam, so it's not like environmentally great. You're probably better off just getting a carrying case for this. So yeah, I think maybe that's something like before I has feedback and whatever, but it is up to them to figure out their packaging. But I think a lot of people have said stuff about the packaging, if I recall. I think Alex said something about the packaging, some others said something about the packaging, but yeah, that part is kind of silly. Love and hate, that's for sure. Try it, no balls? I mean, I mean, like, it's gonna press all of them. There, I tried it. At least it shows the side profile pretty nicely, look. Perfect way to show you the side profile. I don't even need to lift the board. I can just wedge it in the case, in the box, and it'll show you the side profile just like that. Look at that. This is how you take profile pics. Yo, actually, just put it on the floor, put the box down, top down shot, done. Side profile pic. What's the typing angle? It's not very high, I think. Let me check here. Where's the specs? 60%, blah 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 blah. 7 degrees. Front height is 15.4, but I don't think that's measuring like EKH or anything like that. But yeah. Yeah, that part is this part is definitely silly, right? Definitely something to kind of complain about, I think. Worth it? I mean, like, I think it's fine to mention this, but yeah. They already ran the buy though, so maybe they'll take the feedback, and by the time these ship, for... Oh wait, actually no, that was like in stock, right? So I guess not. Too late now, I guess, but maybe in the future they'll revise that if they take some feedback in. Alright, so let's show you the board though. Here's the board. The green on this is amazing. Love this green. Like, it's like such a nice tone. And Vertex, at least for my experience so far, has done really good job with the anodizing. Like, it just looks pristine. No banding, no artifacts. Just really clean. But yeah, it looks fantastic. Keycaps, this is JWK Triumph Adler Royal Alpha. It's probably damage insurance. That's true. That's true. If the box is dented, you won't have. You wouldn't have any concerns really, because they won't damage anything. But yeah, the logo is clean. Yeah, and it's very well executed in that regard. Aesthetically speaking, this is really nice. And here's the box. Here's the from the front. I know it looks kind of light on this camera because it is the light is really bright over here. So that's why I'm like rotating it a little bit so you guys can see like kind of like how it changes with the lighting. I mean, obviously it's very harsh right now, but it's a very light green, just so you know. Yeah, the curves on this are... But yeah, keycaps, this is a JWK Triumph Adler Royal Alpha. I'll write it down. JWK Triumph Adler Royal Alpha. Or JWK TARA, some people call it. Yeah. Inspired by a typewriter, pretty sure. Okay, well, so I think that wraps up the build as far as that's concerned. But if you guys have any questions right now, for example, about either NK Clickies, which I already went over. I went over the internals and everything, but they are like a linear clicky. Kinda neat. I was thinking of maybe doing a second build, but I don't think I have time right now. I'm probably just gonna go to bed soon. But yeah, so these are the NK Clickies, the Cream Clickies rather. They're like linear, and they click. Pretty interesting design. The color, as I was mentioning earlier in the stream, is these are not black. Kind of like a mild tone of maybe green or gray. But definitely not black or even brown, kind of. But interesting color, definitely on the darker side. But very smooth switch. No pinging or anything on this board. I mean, you know. Nope. Don't really hear any pinging. At least with Decimax, I don't hear it. I mean, you can put it in this box that we tried using earlier. Maybe if it's like in some other surface, maybe like in a lighter surface, you can hear a little bit of resonance. But it's really not that bad. I think the sound of the typing itself will probably mask anything like that. So, seems pretty good. Oh, the switches I just showed here are the Cream Clickies. The Cream Plus are the ones with the inserts, yeah. Those I showed, I think, last week. What cable am I using? This is the Lindy Limo from Space Cables. This is slightly customized though. It's like slightly shorter on this end, but it is the same cable. It's a straight cable, Lindy Limo from Space Cables. Obviously the Limo connector makes it more expensive, but it is pretty legit. It's pretty nice. Eating some flan right now. This shit busting. Oof, flan's so good. Yeah, and then this color is banging. This aloe color. Yeah, I have some other cables. Like for example, I use some other cables. Like I also use this cable from Scratch. This has a pseudo, like a you know, pseudo Limo connector. I have this from Cable Mod. Cable here. This one is a bit different, but it's white. But yeah, I have a few different cables here that I use typically. But I do use this one a lot right now because I like the aesthetic of it. It's kind of neutral relatively, so kind of goes with everything. Vertex Arc60 straight up busting on God, respectfully. Hey, just per Nathan's words. I feel like by the time Nathan has to say that about the Arc60, it'll be closer to the second half of the year than earlier, sooner. But yeah. And Pot One this time, how do you think compares to Frog Mini? I actually don't know because I don't have a Frog Mini and I haven't built a Frog Mini for anybody because nobody has sent the Frog Mini for me to build. So I don't have a comparison. So yeah, I can't tell you anything about it, but it's very nice. I really like it. I definitely think this is a keeper board. I really like how it sounds. I love plateless. It does have a decent bit of flex to it. Like, it definitely has a bounciness to it. You can see the keycaps kind of cave in a little bit when I press hard. Just note I am pressing hard, but it is gasket mounted with the PCB only, but it is nice and soft, and the plateless sound is very nice. So yeah, they don't have flex cuts either on the PCB, so sound is nice and full. But I'm gonna keep it plateless. I don't think I will build this with a plate. I don't see the point when it sounds nice like this. But that's just me. Maybe people draw similarities as to impact on the hobby to a Frog Mini. That's true. No cut 1.6, nice. Oh yeah, speaking of no cut 1.6, I am getting 1.6mm PCB for the Sunset that I built a while back, the Fox Lab Sunset 80. So I should be testing that soon, before the weekend. I think I'll probably be testing that. So you'll hear more about that soon. Is that one playlist? Yeah, that one was playlist too. That one also was basically, oh no, well, it was similar. It's just like this. It was hot swap with a plate or plateless with saw rubble. So that one I think I'm going to get a hot swap PCB because that's the only ones they prototype right now. So solderable will be in the production run, but they'll be 1.6mm with no cuts, I think, or maybe just 1.6mm. But anyway, I'll show you guys later what that looks like once I have it, and I'll get to show that on stream before the weekend probably. Yeah. Oh. Anyway. So sorry about the little drops. It's still a low number of frames that I drop, but it's annoying. It's annoying to have those spikes. So sorry. So I think that's all I have for tonight. I don't know if anybody's streaming on this ungodly hour on a Monday, but maybe someone is because it was a holiday weekend. Oh, actually, there's quite a lot of people. We have Patty, still streaming. She's building a Bear V2, Bear 65 V2. Oh, Mr. CG Buen. We haven't rated Mr. CG Buen in a while, so we could rate him. And let's see, keyboard streams. Other than that, don't really see anybody else. So yeah. All right, let's go rate Chris. Mr. Chris CG Buen is a fellow happy hacking keyboard layout enthusiast, HKB layout enthusiast. So if you love HKBs, talk to him about HKBs. He'll probably love the conversation. He loves 60s and HKB specifically. So yeah, he's actually a person who is into photography too. So he does a lot of photography. He like does like prints and stuff like that in the film. And then I know that he was in the community for a while a long time ago, and then kind of took a long break, and then recently came back. So yeah, he's a really nice guy. Meowgo raid. Yes, let's tell him that we did that. Today we built an HKB layout board. Are you proud of us? Well, I built, but let's say we. All right, friends. I think the next stream will probably be either for that Sunset PCB that's coming soon, or if the fossil arrives sooner, then it'll be for the fossil. But I think I'll probably be doing the Sunset one first. So I'll catch you guys soon. Might be tomorrow, who knows. I'll see what my availability looks like, but I'll catch you guys later. What's a meme? There's no meme. He loves HKBs, that's all. Take it easy, guys.